Alright, it appears we are back. So from some of the snippets I caught while we were getting set up, I believe there was an ice beam that we found. Somewhere. Might have even been in a crash site. UncleWyatt took that, did the FCS climb, has gotten back into Farchozo that way, and is planning to try to get presumably their first power bomb here in Crossway. cloudwrath appears to be following suit. About to do the FCS climb that is newly in Logic this week with the new Randomizer version. But yeah, unfortunately, I have no idea if we picked up any other majors, at least anything that doesn't show up on the HUD. As we notice, I will mark them. We probably also missed the artifact hints, unfortunately. cloudwrath does get the climb, and we'll be joining UncleWyatt here in Farchozo. Oh, cloudwrath does have a PB. Did UncleWyatt miss a PB, or is this just a play for a second one? You really can't ever have too many PBs in Prime 1, but given the difficulties with this, it does only feel kind of more worth it if it is your first one. So I'm wondering where cloudwrath got the other one. Race is going. We missed about 10 minutes. So I'm not exactly sure where most of these items have been, or even if these trackers are accurate. And we also don't know where artifacts are. Otherwise, it was a very jet start. We had it was like Morphin landing site. Oh, look, grapple beam in antechamber. I'm going to go ahead and assume that UncleWyatt has that. So it's Morphin Alcove, bombs and landing sites, space jump on the way to Hive Mecca, and Varia not long after that. So we've been able to do a lot. I'm guessing neither runner has actually been into Magmore yet, though. I think we probably played into the Gathering Hall area, took a save war, cleaned up Talon, found ice, and came back here. That's my guess, but I could easily be wrong. Yeah, UncleWyatt, unfortunately, having a lot of trouble with this. I'm very curious at this point if this is actually the first power bomb. We'll see when they morph. It was their first power bomb. So cloudwrath got a power bomb from somewhere else. cloudwrath is also somehow over here now. They must have made the life grove play out of the antechamber reflecting pool area. None of this stuff will be in Logic unless we did turn up with a bunch of morph ball upgrades I didn't see. Great Tree Chamber is X-ray locked. And Life Grove is locked by several things. Yeah, UncleWyatt may be giving us a look over here as well if we miss it on cloudwrath's side here. We do not know artifacts. I'm assuming that both runners have gone to Artifact Temple and checked hints, but with some of the restream issues, I don't think we will get to know the seed unless the runners have to reread them later. Both runners' streams are working. If anyone wants to do us a huge favor and VOD dive one of them, figure out where artifacts are, that would be actually super helpful. Save or... Oh no, maybe we haven't done Artifact Temple yet. Alright, well, we're in business. It's interesting. So we went to... I guess did we go to Frigate Crash Site first, and then find the Ice Beam and kind of get waylaid into going back to Chozo? Maybe that's what happened. I think Ice must have been an FCS. That would make some amount of sense as to why you wouldn't have done Artifact Impulse. Otherwise, like, it doesn't... Putting it off seems kind of weird. But yeah, if I found an Ice in FCS, I could see just climbing and deciding to come back to Artifact Impulse a little bit later. Oh, maybe that's where this power bomb came from. Is this a power bomb? No, it's not. Okay. That would have made a lot of sense. Alright, we will also get to learn how many artifacts UncleWyatt has. Triclops Pit. Alright, we did only have one artifact. Bungle B. Triclops Pit.
Oh.
Draining Chamber. Ruined Courtyard. And Omega Pirate.
Mr. Baja.
Hello, WX fan. Welcome in.
Thank you. Sorry I'm late. Sorry, everybody. I had to finish up some work so I could punch my 40 hours, so apologies for the delay.
Not a problem. So you missed a very loaded start. We got Morph Ball in Alcove, immediately followed by Bombs in Landing Site. We got Space Jump and Varia not that long after, as well as an Ice Beam. So really can't complain. UncleWyatt was trying to sequence break a power bomb out of Crossway. Ended up giving up on that. Was going for that Space Jump climb method. Having a bit of trouble wedging himself into the little alcove with the item. cloudwrath does have the advantage of having a power bomb. That UncleWyatt does not.
Power bomb can prove to be very useful.
That is very true. But
So
I think the runners are pretty close in terms of the checks done on each side.
Excellent. Will you be staying for the comms there, Baja?
I will.
Oh, excellent. Well, thank you. Always a pleasure to do comms with you.
Yeah, happy as well. Always nice to have company in the booth, especially when I'm focusing a little bit on the tracking.
Yep. So if you need a track, feel free to do that. I can always step in and do that. But as always, we'll do this here together. So what are we looking at here, Baja? I would kind of say probably Boost and Spider. Probably kind of some of the next big things along with Wave. What are you looking for next for like a major progression item?
Yeah, Wave would definitely be nice. That would open up the seed pretty nicely for us. It's possible also that both runners have Boost or Spider, and I just haven't noticed yet. We lost about 10 minutes of the feed of both runners, so I'm a little bit in the dark about some of the things that happened, especially in the mid-Chozo area. But we're doing the best we can. I haven't seen anybody use Boost, and I probably would have by now, so maybe the only thing... And I don't see Spider Ball, like, equipped. Although, do you get to see that if you don't have Gravity? I don't remember. Or if you don't have Fire? I don't know. UncleWyatt playing for Arbor Chamber here, I think did not quite jump back far enough. I do always recommend if you end up in this situation, just try to get to the door. Once you make the room visible, it is a lot easier to see what you need to do to fix it. Looks like that is indeed the strategy here. Yeah, even a jump in place should be enough. Yep. Now we can turn around, look at the room, and make our way back in.
So for those of us that aren't as super technically inclined, Baja, I've been saying throughout this entire tournament, the biggest thing to keep in mind for everybody is any out of bounds is not considered in beginner settings in Randovania. But this is probably one of the easier out of bounds, and I say that probably like, easier out of bounds like in air quotes. What's kind of the best way, if you're trying to start speed running any way possible, to set up that Arbor Chamber kind of out of bounds?
Yeah, so it's a weird one because, like, you're out of bounds, but you're not really doing any of the kind of technical out of bounds movement that people like. Oh, hello, spider. Associate with like out of bounds.
Nice. It was in tunnel the whole time. Wow.
Yeah, so you don't really need to do much of the like wall crawling part because you're really just jumping on a couple pieces of sandable and then jumping through a hole into a room. Ideally, the when you actually need to start doing out of bounds stuff is if you mess it up. And honestly, at that point, like if you haven't learned some of the the techniques like how to climb a room while out of bounds and that stuff, I would just call that a reset at that point. And honestly, it's kind of slow to try to recover that if you fall pretty far in that room anyways. So yeah, really just a matter of trying to get kind of consistent with where you need to jump to, what you can stand on, what you can't, and ideally avoid really being in the what we call the aether box of being well outside the room's collision and gravity.
Well, that's like something that, we've seen from some of the mentees and some don't know it. So, like, it's nice to have the advantages. There's nothing stopping our runners at all. Nice boost ball.
That's unfortunate for UncleWyatt, because, yeah, UncleWyatt, as we said earlier, does not have that power bomb, and cloudwrath does.
Mm-hmm.
So cloudwrath will be able to grab that boost.
I mean, I did say having the power bomb is nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to maybe compound a little bit of the disadvantage here on Wyatt's side. No, at least we saw it. It would have been worse for UncleWyatt if it was somewhere like Upper Fiery Shores that cloudwrath can check and UncleWyatt can't as well, but at least UncleWyatt got to see this check. Maybe even gets bailed out by another PB showing up.
Is this the first time we're seeing Magmore?
I presume so. I'm guessing the runners stayed in Chozo, went all the way to the Gathering Hall area. They save warped Talon, found an Ice Beam in FCS, and went back to Chozo to clear up some of the new things that showed up with Ice Beam.
Makes sense.
Now finally we're seeing Magmore on both sides.
Wave Beam shouldn't be that far. We have seen Wave Beam at least once over here in Storage Card, maybe a couple of times, and Cloud is having a little bit of an issue on their stream here. Yeah,
unfortunately, this has kind of we've been losing time on them, so they are a little bit desynced. Yeah, keep that in mind as you're watching.
Yes.
Cloud is already about 3 minutes behind in terms of the timer. So yeah, in fact, cloudwrath may actually be ahead at this point, in particular, given that they also are going to be finding this boost ball here. But that is artifact number 2 for UncleWyatt. So we will Triclops Spits.
We take those.
Indeed. Yeah,
we're getting told from someone in SpeedGaming that it's freezing because they're streaming in 1080p.
Yes. Yeah, we do ask all of our runners most in 720. There are settings recommendations. We have some guides in our resources section that talk about how you should be setting up your stream if you are intending to get restreamed on SpeedGaming. So please do check that out and follow the recommendations there.
We should be coming up on Wave relatively soon. There are probably not that many checks. However, Spider does put a couple of things in logic. It puts Chozo Ghosts in logic. And kind of puts a little bit of, correct me if I mean, there are a couple things, Ice Ruins East, if we can get in there. Spider does open a couple of things.
Yeah, Spider's kind of annoying to find here, because we do need supers to get access to Ghosts logically, but we did get Upper Dynamo way back in Chozo, so that is a little scary if the progression is going to be there, but I think I agree with UncleWyatt here. Turn around, we have a couple more checks in Fen.
Agreed.
So it's a bit slower to get back to Fen versus just save warping and getting to Chozo again. So I do like this play.
Mm-hmm. And Baja, since this is like one of the first times I've counted you during this tournament, I believe. Big shout out to you and all the other tournament organizers, and a thank you for organizing this amazing tournament. We had 32 people signed up, and that is It may not sound like a lot to some of you out there, but 32 for a community is massive. And that was probably, like, correct me if I'm wrong, Baja, kind of maxing out the space that we had, too.
Yeah, I was definitely. I've been asking a lot of our mentors and our restream volunteers, so I very much appreciate everyone working really hard to get all these races mentored, get all these races staffed to accommodate. Because I really wanted to avoid having to turn away people
Exactly.
who were excited to learn the game. So yeah,
I mean,
I'm really
that's pretty
glad.
cool. I mean,
Yeah,
you and all the other mentors that, for those that don't understand and realize, like, Baja and a bunch of the other mentors, they're taking time out of their days, out of stuff that they could be doing whatever to help and teach the community that wants to learn. And just because you may not be in this tournament, you may have missed signups, it doesn't mean you can't ask anyone questions. Join the Metroid Prime Randomizer Discord. Ask away. Tons of people in there. It is one of the most supportive and welcoming communities of any randomizer community that I've been a part of. And that is a shameless plug. Absolutely go join the Discord and make sure you send Baja chocolate. He likes chocolate. I'm kidding.
Indeed. Yeah, link in there.
Favorite chocolate, though. If you had to pick a favorite chocolate.
I'm a dark chocolate fan.
Okay.
60% cacao range, something like that.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Excellent. I am definitely more on the milk chocolate side. I do also enjoy a good white chocolate now and again.
Yeah, nothing wrong with those. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I'm never going. Oh, hello.
Oh, hello,
wave
wait. Wave beam! As Baha and I say it almost at the same exact time.
That's an excellent find. That feels great.
Fantastic.
We still are a little sad about leaving that boost ball behind, particularly if we are not comfortable with the observatory dash. I'm not entirely sure what UncleWyatt's comfort level is. I don't think I've actually caught any of their races yet so far.
I've calmed one of UncleWyatt's races. I think Wyatt can do the observatory dash.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a really good trick to know.
Item in chat. It's just now trolling me for my Costco takes. I was just there a couple hours ago. I may or may not have one of the food court cookies. They're so good.
I may or may not have been eating part of a rotisserie chicken from Costco earlier today.
Listen, for $5 you can't go wrong. $1.50 hot dogs.
Yep. This stream brought to you by Costco.
Costco, you have the money. # become a sponsor.
cloudwrath gonna be grabbing this wave beam here in just a moment.
I got a funny feeling we're gonna find plasma very, very soon. Just the way this seed is setting up.
Yeah, I'm wondering if... Actually, now that I say this... Well, no, we don't have supers. Because I was saying, with ice, we can do labs backwards. Oh, hello.
Oh! That's a huge find for Wyatt. That's a huge find. Now, the question is, does Wyatt go all the way back for their boost ball, or do you just continue to clear Fen? I'd keep going through Fen, and just maybe eventually go back and get it, but...
I don't know. It is a little bit of a painful backtrack, but boost saves time in so many rooms.
It really does.
You get to go fast, so...
Not to mention, if anything's in Life Grove Tunnel, it's kind of required. I know we don't have an artifact. Where are our artifacts, by the way? I got in at the tail end of that. I know there's Fungal Hall B and OP, but...
one is Training Chamber, so that will require boost.
Yep.
And then Ruined Courtyard, so it'll be coming up here quickly in Fen. And then one more. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. So 2 in Lower Mines, Training Chamber, and Ruined Courtyard are what we're missing.
Okay. So yeah, UncleWyatt's going to have to go back for that boost ball eventually. But if I'm UncleWyatt, at the very least, I'm going to go check out this Chozo Ice Temple. No, they are going back for boost. Okay.
I think this is good. So we can grab...
This is a good call.
Yeah, we can grab a Warrior Shrine on our way down. In your Upper Fiery Shores, and then that drops us right down there next to our boost ball. So
imagine Lower Warrior Shrine having something crucial.
Cloudwrath should have just checked. Well, Cloudwrath might have been struggling on PB farming. I don't actually I wasn't paying enough attention to know if cloudwrath has checked it or not. They should have had the ability to if they wanted, given that they had the Atologic's power bomb already.
Yes.
But it's possible they skipped it if they used their power bomb on the boost and couldn't farm up another one in time.
All right.
No.
So,
Oh, good.
Sorry, but I was just to say, I'm curious. As a mentor, what is probably one of the best pieces of advice that you've given these racers? Is it some super beginning piece of technical movement? Is it a easy beginner level trick? Like, what's probably the biggest thing that you've probably given as advice to these mentees?
It's interesting. Yeah, I think just like learning some of the basic movement is pretty important. You know, just there's real basic things that like wouldn't even necessarily occur to you if you were just picking up this game casually. Like always hold L when you're walking because it makes you accelerate instantly. And adding on to that, like if you release L when you jump, you go faster, and that's just like a faster way to go around, and that works in literally every room in the game. So like you might as well just be doing that if you're walking forwards. So little things like that definitely add up, and then yeah, there are a lot of tricks. I have kind of realized over the course of this tournament that like while each individual trick is fairly approachable that are in the beginner logic, like there are a lot of them, and some of them are not obvious if you don't have someone kind of pointing out to you that, oh yeah, you can do this. You know, this little nub in here you can stand on, and then it's free. And once you know where it is, it's easy. But if you might not notice it otherwise.
Right. I've learned so much. I haven't played this game casually in a while. I've never speedrun this game, but I love playing this game casually just to go through and, you know, take my time and go through it. But I've learned so much just watching these randomizers and then watching certain speedruns. I didn't realize IBBF was a thing. I didn't realize scan dashing was a thing. So it's just, you even learn so much just by watching. But you're right, like finding some of those little platforms to really sit back and double check does make a lot of sense as well. So a little peek for everyone there behind the mentor curtain.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's so much. You know, these 3D games especially, there's so many ways to move through all these rooms. It's so the skill ceiling is so high in this game. I'm constantly learning when I watch people new strats on approaches on how they go through rooms that is better than what I do. And if I remember, I try to steal their strats, but sometimes I don't. And because muscle memory is a thing.
So, our next biggest items that we need to find. Supers makes life easy. But it's Plasma, the Visors, definitely X-Ray, because Plasma and X-Ray can be required for OP, and for lower mines as a whole. I'm wondering if Phazon's going to give us a real pain. Like, are we going to find Phazon hanging out somewhere in Frigate? Is it going to be in one of these weird off locations that like you rarely ever go to because it's out of the way? Farfen comes to mind. Sun Chamber no one likes going to. Is it hiding on Thardis? We know it's not vanilla because that's going to be an artifact. It's just the seed. I know I'm coming. I came into this, 30 minutes late. However, it just seems really interesting overall as to the progression of items so far, and then where Spider was, where Boost was, and then on top of that, where Wave is. It was just leading us into Fen. But does it want us to go all the way through Fen? We can clear labs and then head right into Farfen, depending on what we find in labs. So it'll be interesting to see where these racers head and go to, as cloudwrath is bouncing all over the place.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Wave ice, space jump. If you have all that stuff, a lot of the seed is usually open to you.
What was that? An energy tank?
Whatever it was, didn't look interesting.
Shiny. It looked shiny to me.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't get a great look at it, but UncleWyatt doesn't seem to be interested.
Nope. Who were our mentors for this race, by the way? Did Nye ever make it? I know Nye was busy doing something else and then was trying to get in to help Cloud out.
Yes. Yeah, Nye stepped up to help out in the previous race earlier tonight because some miscommunication and a mentor wasn't on hand at the time. But yes, Nye has moved over, is helping out cloudwrath11 today. And
awesome.
Meanwhile, on UncleWyatt's side, we've got Bruh Inc. as the mentor. So yeah, two really good mentors.
Absolutely.
Both super knowledgeable about the game, and good at routing as well.
Mm-hmm. As a commentator, just like even learning the game through talking about it and speed running, like doing comms with you. I love doing comms with bro. I learn a lot. Like doing comms with all of you that have known the game and have speed run the game and doing a ton of randos. You even learn a lot just by listening. If you're a viewer, you learn a lot by listening. So again, we can't stress this enough. If you're interested in this game, please come and join the Discord. It is a super welcoming community. Come join. And speaking about new things to learn, I was told that Courtyard is now a beginner level trick, doing it, I guess speedrunning wise. Tell us a little about how Ruined Courtyard was added in as a beginner trick in the most updated version of Randomania.
Yeah, as a beginner, so Courtyard's actually been changing a couple times over the past year. As of maybe about a year ago, it's been in logic for a little bit to climb Ice Ruins West, that room UncleWyatt was just in NSJ, and also if you have Boost Ball, activating the puzzle through Vanilla and getting over to the item in the Morph Ball tunnel. We've also always had access to, or I guess as soon as we had the Ice Ruins climb, that also gave us access if you have Morph and Spider and Bombs. You can take the Spider track and Ruined Courtyard up, get up to the lab's entrance door that way with some bomb jumps. So that's all been in logic for the past year or so. The thing that is new is now once you get up to the door that leads you into labs, you can be expected to scan dash over to the door that takes you to Thardus.
Got it. Here's a gravity suit.
Oh, okay. So yeah, practically speaking, in terms of our beginner logic, like vanilla start seeds, that change actually doesn't really do anything. Because if you have all the items that get you into Ruined Courtyard, and then you also have Spider and Bombs to climb it, and to go to Thardus, you also would have had access through Magmore, the back of Magmore, to get to Thardus from the back. So that trick is only putting new things in logic if you are playing with random elevators and you don't have access to the Thardus elevator.
That's cool. Appreciate the update. So yes, gravity chamber found by both races. We're going to assume cloudwrath did get it because they were in Fen Canyon a little while ago, and now we're going to see UncleWyatt start making their way towards labs. cloudwrath already in research labs. Hydra can't get that item. We don't have supers yet here, so
speaking of, was that supers in Ice Ruins West?
I missed it, but UncleWyatt did take a look at it.
I'm gonna pull that up again because that looked to me like a beam combo there. Let's see.
Also, Malin has a good point while Baja looks into that. If you would maybe Metroid Prime isn't your thing, maybe you like Metroid Prime Echoes. We have tons of races and of course a learning community for Echoes as well. There's our Ruined Courtyard artifact. So yes, please, Prime Echoes. Maybe you like Corruption. They have some stuff working on that. Big shout out to the Randomania devs and everyone over there. They are cool people and good people, and they got a ton of stuff coming out. And I also hear rumor, Baja, that they are almost near completion, or at least working on a Metroid Fusion randomizer, which sounds really cool.
Yes, they not yet in beta yet. But I am definitely looking forward to seeing their progress there. Definitely seems to be a bunch of interest in Fusion, which is another really fun Metroid game.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to see what Randomania can do to Fusion in terms of generating some absolutely cursed nonsense, as Randomania likes to do.
Yes, Kara, I think, made a point that of the races that we have seen so far, UncleWyatt forgetting they don't have supers, and now realizing they're going to head into labs. One of the things that we see here from that K-Ra mentioned, a lot of these seeds so far in this tournament have had a lot of required Omega Pirates, and I wonder if that's just part of beginner logic, or if Randovania is just on an Omega Pirate kick because Randovania loves Twitch chat. We know Twitch chat loves a good Omega Pirate fight.
Yeah, there are definitely parts of like Uh, I don't understand why Omega Pirate has been this required. It is
It's
kind
kind
of
of
crazy.
it
Yeah.
is kind of, I was just gonna say the same thing. It is kind of crazy, but yes, the viewers in Twitch chat love a good Omega Pirate fight. I do too, and it's nice to see it. But when you're doing a race, Lower Minds is just so annoying and so out of the way.
Yeah.
As a racer, you do not want to see it.
I just hope Randomizer never figures out how to make Airy required that often. For my sanity as an Echoes player. Yeah, looks like cloudwrath having a bit of trouble with the observatory dash. Solve the puzzle there. Just gonna head up the vanilla way with boost. We are
Oh,
perfectly capable of doing that.
nice pirate skip as well, by the way.
Oh yeah, and when I did dive that VOD again, I am quite confident that Ice Ruins West is our super missiles.
Excellent.
We are just looking for plasma to grab those, which is pretty nice. So that does mean we shouldn't be getting trolled by something like a phazon suit in Biohazard today.
Oh.
I mean, it's still not good if it's there, but at least we don't need to scour the entire world
Nope.
looking for. Ooh, are we gonna go for this peak here in Hydra? Maybe not. I don't mind not doing this peak. Like when we, if we're in such a desperate situation that we need to grab the supers, we're already going to be close to this, and we just clean this up after we get supers.
Yep.
So,
by the way, for all you night owls out there, we have another race tonight, 11:45 p.m. Eastern. Again, for all you night owls, that is another race tonight. If you're interested in watching that, what channel is that going to be on, Baja?
let's take a look. Looks like it's going to be on SpeedGaming Main. So yeah, definitely excited to see that one play out. Yeah, Luigi's Mansion 44 versus Empress. That ought to be a pretty good one, actually.
Absolutely.
Maybe I'll have to stay up late.
There you go. I got somewhere to be in the morning. That's probably not happening.
Unfortunate.
I go out to breakfast with a group of guys every Saturday morning. We've been doing it for years. I've lost count. Been doing it since I was a teen or a young adult. It's just crazy, and I'm 35 now. Some of these guys have known me since I was 11 years old.
Oh, nice. Yeah, always nice to have a. That's cool to have a routine like that that kind of stands the test of time.
Absolutely. But it's a bunch of guys. We all used to meet up at our old church, and now it's just morphed into a bunch of friends of ours. We're all in different churches now, and all over the place. We all still meet up every Saturday morning. I love it. It's a good chance to get out, good food, good fellowship, good talking. Malin wants me to be up for that race. Malin, is that your shameless plug of trying to get me to do comms with you again?
So cloudwrath, low on health actually, exiting labs, is not choosing to head down to the Farfin Durana loop. Maybe just wants to head up, grab this save here in workstation, get our E-tanks back.
Yep.
But maybe we're just heading to mines. Who knows?
Baha, what would you do if you're in this situation? You know you're on the hunt for plasma because you have found your supers. No visors yet. Kind of like, what's your routing thinking here?
A lot of times it depends on what items I'm missing and how cursed or like how difficult to find they can be. So something like, when I haven't found X-ray, X-ray can be anywhere. So it definitely does feel pretty risky to skip a lot of checks until at least we found X-ray. Now, that said, sometimes there are plays you can leave yourself, if you leave yourself like a good enough kind of cookie crumb trail to come back to later. Like we're almost always skipping Thardis here, right? Like Thardis is pretty slow. We don't have thermal put in logic. So you could say, okay, well, I'm going to be back here someday to do Thardis. Maybe if I don't do these Farfen checks now, when I come back to do Thardis, I can clean them up then. And just hopefully we don't get punished by one of the good items being here and our opponent checking it right away. Sometimes that kind of stuff's okay, but honestly, I'm pretty okay with being thorough here in Fen before we head over to mines, because we sure would love to have plasma and X-ray.
Yeah. I'm wondering if, have we at all seen anywhere in like Ruin Fountain and then into Magma Pool? We have grapple. Has anyone gone into to try to look at magma pool or training chamber access?
I don't. Well,
This
depending
seed
on
wouldn't be
where
that rude, would it?
depending on where the power bomb came from, maybe cloudwrath has done magma pool. But yeah, we saw that they did not have wave at least by the time we got back into the restream. So there's no way they would have done training chamber access by now.
Right.
So yeah, that is a sneaky thing that could be progression here. Honestly, like I don't hate at some point trying to work in a save warp to Chozo here. We know we need to go back at some point for training chamber anyways, and that puts us in the neighborhood of stuff like
Sun Chamber.
Yeah, Sun Chamber, TCA, Tower of Light. We have a decent amount of stuff in early Chozo that's coming to logic with Wave. That is a play I actually don't really mind.
Yeah, cloudwrath, by the way, just went through the Digglewrath tunnel, as I've been trying to rename that tunnel. I'm sure.
I remember that.
Right?
Yep.
Diggle at 2 HP, hits one down to 1, and then Diggle's look all over the place and then shooting pellets. Like, wait a minute, I got 1 energy left.
That's funny. Yeah, those turrets are ooh, speaking of not a threat.
Okay, yeah, it was
The
speaking of people with low health.
Oh, alright, we gotta be careful with this
Medic.
Hunter right now, too.
Medic! Someone get UncleWyatt, Samus a medic.
There is a save right here, so we just need to carefully freeze and kill this, and then take the save. I would press on. We just need to, not get grappled here. Where are you? Hello, Hunter?
Where is the Hunter Metroid?
Did it not spawn? Is that a plasma beam?
It looks like a.
All right, what is going on here? A, where is the Metroid? B, is that's
plasma?
Plasma, that's huge.
And Cloud didn't get it.
Spawn this Metroid? What is happening?
Maybe the Hunter Metroid also was watching Cloud's restream here and has just about had enough of it.
You've taken enough damage lately. I'm gonna let you slide this time. What the heck? That's bizarre.
Incoming Fission Metroid. Oops, did I say that?
Yeah, we do get to the save. That is a nice.
No
danger anymore. Yeah, cloudwrath doing plasma processing. I like this check. Not going to be plasma, unfortunately, but it is possible that we see something interesting here and know at least to come back for it later with plasma.
The question is how long is this going to take Cloud to get back into Farfen to get their plasma? That's going to be the biggest question.
Yeah. Honestly, the fact that that we've already come this far kind of makes me think that we're planning to head to Mines next. So that could be a pretty big advantage for UncleWyatt. They managed to get this plasma.
Yep.
And
we should mention too. Have we mentioned what their records are? I want to say 2-1, but I could be wrong.
They are both 1 and 2 as of
1
now.
and 2.
Looking to pick up a second win today. Yeah, each win could be pretty important for positioning in the bracket rounds. And both runners definitely looking to capitalize on today's race here. And yeah, definitely was one that I felt like it could be going either way. That is, look up to the left. Way up. Nope, more up. There we go. Nice.
That's stalactite.
This is one of those checks you don't actually have to do that often, so it would not actually surprise me if this is like the first time UncleWyatt has had to do this check in quite some time. So yeah, maybe getting some quick pointers there from their mentor.
Yeah, it's just a missile casually, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, plasma really nice. That will let us we can full clear all of this Farfen loop now. So that is quite nice for us. Even if we aren't comfortable with the slope jump for the upper gravity item, we now do have plasma. Oh, I should probably mark it, huh? We do now have plasma and grapple to get up there, as well as plasma for the door.
Listen, it's up to the viewers to maintain their own tracker. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Plasma does give us supers too. I wonder I wonder if it's worth going back for those now. I'm not sure about that. It's kind of awkward. I guess it gives us an opportunity to go route Chozo Ice Temple, I guess, but then we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. But that said, I mean, that could be an opportunity to save work, do that Chozo stuff I was talking about before heading to mines. I don't hate that as a kind of overarching game plan. Alright, which elevator is cloudwrath on here? This is a pretty important decision here. Is this
over there?
Sven or mines? Or neither. Whoa, we're back in Chozo somehow. What? So we must have save warped out of workstation area. So I mean, like I was saying, this I don't hate this play either. We have the opportunity to get an artifact and clean up some checks that could be our plasma beam. Unfortunately, we know from seeing UncleWyatt that the answer was Fen this time, but still, I'm not.
Well, we you know what we have?
What's
Say it, chat. We got a valid seed. Flamethrower has been acquired.
Flammenwerfer.
Valid seed.
Yeah, actually, I think in the race this morning we actually did get to see the little-known use of Flamethrower to deal damage to the power phase of Exo, which for some reason is vulnerable to Flamethrower.
I'm sorry, wait, run that by me again?
Yep, the yellow phases of Exo can be damaged by Flamethrower, which means if you're actually playing a seed where you don't start with Power Beam, you can skip Power Beam if you have Flamethrower and Infinity Missiles. So
apparently, the more you know.
Yeah, Flamethrower is logically useful. Tell your friends. Just not in any of the settings where you start with Power Beam, which is pretty much all of the race settings, unfortunately. But maybe someday we'll do some wacky beam stuff, and Flamethrower will have its time in the limelight. We're skip. Okay, no. Yeah, this sort of is a bit confusing. Remembering which door you got to go through. Like 4 doors all kind of look the same.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Wavebuster Flagra we have actually seen. It was very jerry-rigged. Runners did a bunch of RAs to basically force that to happen. But that was a fun start. Yeah, for those that also don't know, Wavebuster does damage Flagra. But it takes like somewhere around 225 missiles or so worth of Wavebustering to actually kill it. So not too practical most of the time. You can still do some of the fight normally and then just like Wavebuster to skip one phase, and that only costs across a somewhat reasonable number of missiles. Nothing of note in Gravity Chamber or the rest of Farfen, but honestly, just the Plasma Beam alone is already quite strong here for UncleWyatt. All they really need is X-Ray to go get a Phazon Suit hint, and then a Phazon Suit on top of that. Dropping down, unfortunately, I think is not what we were looking to do, but we do have the grapple point exposed, so that does get us back up there. Cloudwrath, in the meantime, going to be taking a look at Tower of Lights, as well as Tower Chamber. Well, they did, and who knows what they got, because I sure don't. Wavebuster is actually good. If you had Infinity Missiles, Wavebustering the wave faces is good. Wavebuster is actually not too bad against Ridley either. It will reach up and hit his mouth while he is charging you, so you don't need to go for the snipes. And it does okay damage to his chest as well, so you can just kind of blast Wavebuster at him forever and you will get through the fight eventually, but it takes long enough that you're going to run out of missiles.
Pew.
It does not look like we have a Phazon Suit on Cloudwrath's side. And we can check the HUD when they're on Morph to see if it was an X-Ray. It was not. So yeah, unfortunately, not going to be the answer in Tower of Light for us. We do still have a lot of mines available. Seems somewhat likely that X-Ray might just be hanging out in upper mines or the Life Grove area.
Question is, would Wyatt go all the way back to Ice Ruins West to grab those supers, which we know is a massively useful item, but not only Omega Pirate, but also for Prime Exo?
Yeah, especially like when you don't have any beam combos at all, at least getting one helps a lot.
Alright, hello, Wavebuster.
Okay. That must have been in training chamber access there.
Correct.
And then cloudwrath will be grabbing that 4th artifact. And we'll just be lacking the 2 in lower mines, so that's Fungal Hall B and Omega Pirate. That's a free missile. I think we take that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it really doesn't cost any time, because you gotta walk through the room anyways. And the question is, do we do Thardis? I would think not, but you could choose to do it. Oh. Well, this routes you to your supers. So if you want your supers, you probably got to go through Thardis, and I guess we'll just get them out of the way. So yeah, I don't hate this. Oh no, we haven't done this check. Okay, so still up in the air if we're going to choose to do Thardis, because sometimes you'll just see people grab this item from the back and then sneak out without waking up our rock friend here. Looking to finish up these ghosts here. Unfortunately, no X-ray, no supers, and sometimes these ghosts, especially in training chamber, just like show up in places where you like can't even really reasonably shoot them. But there is that artifact. Up to 4 takes the artifact lead, but unfortunately we are missing that plasma.
Plasma's going to be proved to be crucial.
Could well be, yeah. And we are skipping Thardis. Thardis is slow. It is not in logic. But it could have provided us a path back to those supers if we wanted them. But yeah, it is a lot of time investment to go get those supers, and it takes us away from mines, which is a region where almost all of the checks we have left in the game to us are. Or at least is a region we haven't touched at all, so it's pretty dense and full of things we haven't seen. So I really don't mind just heading straight down there. Oop, that didn't look intentional. 3 elevator rides.
Hooray!
I wonder if this changes the routing calculus here. Sometimes like little stuff like this happens and you just like adapt to it.
You're like, whoopsie.
Yep. Nope. Looks like we are. I'm gonna head back. For Dynamo, this has been in logic for ages. Just a missile.
All that for a missile.
Doesn't feel great. Cloudwrath does have access to the Life Grove area, and if we're feeling spicy, we could go for a bar skip to get into mines from there. That along with Observatory Dash, I think, are the 2 tricks that I kind of consider to be the most important kind of advanced level tricks to go for first, just because they open up lots of really important routing options for you. Like
Right.
For me, they come up more than almost any other difficult trick. But yeah, neither of them is easy. Both will definitely take some focused practice to be able to get consistent at. Third one's got the power bomb. Or did we? Yeah, I think we missed the one that gives the guaranteed power bomb. That's fine. I think we had several in the bank, so not the end of the world to miss one. Yeah, the farthest back gamer in that room always drops a power bomb, which is pretty nice. In a game where you can definitely get trolled by the drop tables.
Kind of like when all you want is just one bleeping power bomb.
Yep. That's why one of the reasons why I like echoes.
Mhm.
That goes with the priority drop system. Will try to help you out if you're in a pinch, but Prime just says, "Roll them bones," and you get what you're gonna get.
Speaking of rooms where you're looking for a power bomb,
Yeah.
hello PPC, where sometimes you just need a power bomb to get through.
We are a little low. Oh, that was a cool
Nice.
purple Metroid, actually.
Yes, it was. So we have no visors.
No
Visors have
device.
not been found.
Yeah, not ideal, especially if we end up. I mean, we know at least we're getting X-ray before the seed's up, so at least we'll have one for final bosses. Obviously, most runners are going to prefer to have both. Oh, I've seen a frigate play from cloudwrath.
This is interesting.
Fascinating. This is in logic, actually. We have enough items to go all the way through Magmore, like Wyatt has done, all the way through mines, and then do frigate backwards. In which case, you don't need to activate any of the thermal conduits.
Imagine if this is, what do you call it? Phazon. Did I not just mention that we're probably looking for a power bomb drop?
Yeah, this is a decent room to get some.
They found one.
Did we get one?
Yep.
No,
I thought they did. That's rude.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely losing a bit of time to losing track of that one guaranteed power drop schemer in, I don't even know what it was, a transit tunnel something or other. E maybe. All right, there. That time, the game has mercy on us. Gives us a power bomb.
Thank you, game.
So the fact that we were farming a power bomb makes me wonder if we're heading straight to vent shaft here.
Quite possible.
Yeah, X-ray can be as far as Central Dynamo. If we're trying to be thorough and or just God route, I don't mind heading all the way down there. It's a bit of a painful backtrack to get back up to the rest of mines from there. But last thing you want to do is locate an X-ray visor down there when, if it is down there, we're just like pretty much in go mode, or at least phase on suit hint mode.
Yep. Also, make sure you follow these amazing runners. !R on the Twitch chat will get you both of these runners' Twitch channels, and !C if you want to follow the commentary and tracking teams. !MPR in the Twitch chat will allow you to gain access to the Metroid Prime Randomizer Discord, along with the schedule for this tournament. And it's an energy tank in vent shaft.
Are we pressing on?
Wyatt's thinking about it.
Yeah, it's a tough call. Like, this is slow, but at least it removes you having to worry about this. Oh, maybe we're just playing for the energy tank. I mean, I don't think that. Mine's is kind of dangerous. We only have, we have 20% damage reduction, but we only have 3 tanks. You can definitely take a lot of damage real quick here in mines. I did not see what cargo freight was for cloudwrath. Also missed whatever. Oh, we will get a look at bioenergy. Oh yeah, cloudwrath doesn't have the supers.
They're trying to peek it.
I want to say that was a missile in bioenergy.
I didn't see it. It is a missile. It is a missile. I saw it. It's a missile.
I know, right? That was just a play for the E-Tank, so that will kind of be hanging over UncleWyatt's head. Is X-Ray just chilling in Central Dynamo? But I don't mind it. It's, it's a corner to cut. Saves. I mean, it saves several minutes any seed where it's not there, because it is a long backtrack. You got to fight an extra elite pirate on the way up through Omega Research that you would otherwise get to skip. You always have to do the maze to backtrack through Central Dynamo, where if you're just doing it forwards later, you can skip the maze. So yeah, it adds up.
Mm-hmm.
Last chance for Frigate to pay out here. But cloudwrath will still have the life grove area into upper mines. We may be converging into upper mines here. Could be a bit interesting. Which honestly is probably not that good for cloudwrath, given that UncleWyatt does have the advantage of the Plasma Beam.
Mm-hmm. And Cloudwrath Hydro Access Tunnel's gonna be
Yeah, these
getting
could be
there.
pretty big if this is progression. I'm not sure exactly when UncleWyatt will make it here.
STB is just a missile expansion. Ice Spreader.
Oh, I saw white and was so excited. I mean, Ice Spreader is still
Yeah.
good, but it is not X-ray.
No, it's not X-ray at all. Ice Spreader always making for a fun time when you're in the Prime Exo fight.
Oh, it's an excellent item. Quite easy to let you skip. More importantly, the phases after the ice phases, but also lets you not need to try to land those really slow charged ice shots against a crab that does tend to move around pretty fast. Might be imprudent here, taking all of these turrets before we boost into the center of the room so they don't bully us. If you walk forward, they should be able to get a lock on. There we go. Nicely done. And now we can't see this debris, but there is a bunch of rock rubble blocking this that we're going to blow up with the laser later, maybe. But with wedging ourselves in there with boost ball in reverse, we can boost a bunch of times, and our speed builds up to eventually to the point where it lets us clip through.
Yay, clip through.
Mm-hmm. This again is one of those beginner tricks where it's like once you know what you're like, so when someone tells you to do that, it's very easy. But like, who knows if this would occur to you without having someone on hand to show you the ropes?
Missile expansion and Life Grove Tunnel. Cloudwrath stream is looking way better. Not Troid is the first Life Grove item.
Oh, true vanilla today. Can we get a French vanilla? Positioning looks okay for UncleWyatt. There we go. Do unfortunately
Looks
fall
like a
down a
missile.
little.
It is a missile, yep.
Oof, alright. Where is this X-ray?
Where is X-ray? Where is Phazon?
Yeah,
Cloud
Phazon
is...
at this point wouldn't surprise me if it just turns up in lower mines. Phazon does like to hang out there, and we're not going to be going down there till we get X-ray.
Correct. Cloud is, I think, really searching for their plasma.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, unfortunately, getting a little bit punished here for skipping on the Farfen. But you know, it's play. I understand. Only what 3 out of the 5 checks were in logic without plasma. So, you know, you might be ideally waiting until you get plasma to go there, so you can actually full clear everything. But in this case, sometimes the item you want is already there, and you just have to commit to the region before it's kind of optimal. Otherwise,
Did UncleWyatt defeat the Phazon Elite yet?
I don't think so. I think they fell down partway through the room when they entered. Had to climb back up to get up to this item.
Hello, Thermal!
Alright.
It's not the visor we want.
Nope, but we'll take it.
Absolutely. Not the visor we need. Excuse me, let me clarify.
Answer question in chat. Yes, plasma was in Frost Cave. Yeah, runners have covered a decent amount of the same ground. Cloudwrath has done Frigate and early Chozo like wave-locked cleanup that UncleWyatt has not, including picking up the training chamber artifact.
Wyatt doesn't have a power bomb.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, you don't get drops around here that often either. This is not a great place to be out of power bombs, unfortunately.
Nope.
Sometimes Mine Security Station is okay for them. Problem is, we also want one in Mine Security Station if that item is anything. Luckily, we have plasma. We can peek the item before coming to the power bomb.
Cloud is going to go for the main quarry item.
Yeah, UncleWyatt feeling the powerbomb pain here. Even with mains and 4 capacity, you can still easily run out here in mines. And if the game chooses to be stingy, can be hard to keep your powerbomb count up to do all these checks. No.
Speaking of powerbomb, there's an expansion.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's going to be the last check I think UncleWyatt does in mine, so it might be a little too late. I guess that does give us the one we need for Life Grove on the way out, so maybe that's still not too bad for us on UncleWyatt's side.
This is definitely one of the more annoying rooms in the game, in my opinion. Not only is this room long, twisty, and turny, but you got to get rid of the Shadow Pirates, then you have to get rid of the Wave Pirates, just to be able to go all the way to one side of the room, to unlock one thing, to go back to the other side of the room. It's annoying.
And God forbid you ever come back in here, because then there's like 8 Beam Pirates in here a second pass? Rude. It's a lot.
It's annoying.
Luckily, second pass onwards, you don't actually need to kill them all, but like the ring is kind of narrow enough that they will. Oh, we get a PB. That's good.
That's huge for Wyatt. Now the question is will they go ahead and they're here peak SDA?
Yes, I like this peak first. See if we need to farm another power bomb. But yeah, we ought to head up and do phase on elite while we're here.
Yep.
I also would like to see those. We just passed by some crates. I would like to see us farm them too. See if we can get a second power bomb. There we go. Nope, but we'll take some health.
Absolutely.
Are we passing on phase on elite? Oh,
wow.
Interesting. Maybe we're just planning to completely run upper mines backwards when we get back to. Maybe we just want to do this so that we can, when we go back to phase on elite, we just continue. It's possible to peek this item if you walk all the way up and kind of to the left here.
Nice use of thermal, by the way, from UncleWyatt, the only one that's found thermal so far. Got a chance to see that red energy in all its glowingness. That's right, chat. I said glowingness. Deal with it.
Yeah, luckily UncleWyatt does get the powerbomb refund, checking security access A, so they are still equipped with 1 if we head back to phase on elite. Which maybe we're contemplating putting off at this point? I don't know. I guess I don't hate that. Like, we could go do, like, the Life Grove area as UncleWyatt, and then come back into mines, do phase on elite on the way down to Sendina. Is possible, and we could sometimes just hard skip that and pray it wasn't required. And we are going to find out real soon here if we do need to make that return trip on UncleWyatt's side. cloudwrath into the fight. What are we going to have?
Money.
Oh, baby! We want that.
Oh, so the phase-on elite was hanging on to the phase-on suit. Yeah, UncleWyatt's gonna need to go back for that.
Yeah, fortunately, like, even if we don't right now, that's gonna be literally the only check UncleWyatt has in mines when we get the phase-on suit hint. So, at least at that point, like, you know where you gotta go.
It's kind of a trade-off at this point, too. No plasma for Cloud, and Wyatt is hot-dogged due to no power bombs, the phase-on suit.
Well, we say that. We are not save warping. Where are we off to? Life Grove. Okay. I was wondering if we were actually heading right back there, but no,
Hang on, can I just clarify something in chat? I didn't realize I had a manager. I mean, can we, I mean, am I paying for a manager that I don't even know of? Anyway. I still can't believe we have not found our X-ray visor yet.
Not too much left. We have Thardus, we have Plant and Ghost. We have Hydra. Central Dynamo.
Cloud's got their thermal.
Elder Chamber and Chozo Ice Temple. I guess, yeah, there's some, but they're getting so spread out. And
These
also
checks
each
are
runner.
thin.
Yeah.
Can X-Ray be on Chozo Ghosts?
Yes.
Imagine. Just imagine it's there.
Would be pretty rude. So
Very much so.
Reverse frigate play here from UncleWyatt.
Just imagine if X-Ray is in Sun Chamber. No racer wants to go there. No racer one. Maybe it's on Thardus now that we have Thardus.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It would be extremely rude for that to happen. And not only that, we may end up commentating this until the next race if that happens.
Yeah, not sure when you go back for Thardus at this point. I mean, well...
Thardus or Sun Chamber checks.
The supers are kind of baiting us there, right? Like, because eventually you kind of want to go back and get those supers, and then once you get the supers, you're like 3 rooms away from Thardus, and you have the supers to go straight there, so... It wouldn't surprise me too much if we see that at some point from UncleWyatt here. But yeah, we may be seeing like reverse frigate into Chozo first? Question mark. A little bit of trouble. Cloudwrath did as well on these underwater infinite bomb jumps. The timing is definitely awkward to get a feel for.
Climb up or processing for Cloud.
Yeah, this is another good strat to know. Last time I think we jumped a little too high and early. You want to kind of try to minimize your... There we go, that looks better. Yep. You want to minimize your kind of vertical velocity as you are passing by the little part of the cubbyhole. If you're going too fast, you don't actually have time to press forwards into the cubbyhole. Cloudwrath angering the conscientious objector, Ivan, at the top of more processing. And oh, are we not doing all of reverse frigate? This might have just been a play for Hat. It was. Interesting. So we're going to put off Biohazard. Maybe the thinking is like, we know where supers are. Let's not go into frigate until we pick up the supers. So that at least like we don't get punished by seeing something good in Biohazard and having to come back later. If that is the idea, I do think that is a good one. Now another interesting decision here coming up for Cloudwrath. Also, do we make the play down to Sendina? Cloudwrath could also push all the way into MQA, looking for Plasma. Plasma can be that far into mines.
This is just really interesting right now.
Yeah, it sure is. See how both runners a little bit finishing up stuff that the other has already done. But definitely interesting to see who is the first to tread into new ground. And we'll also have to see... Cloudwrath will be somewhat close to the Plasma once we finish up mines here. Question is that going to be too little too late? Will UncleWyatt stumble onto the next piece of the puzzle before we end up making it all the way back into Farfen?
Will WX fan and Baja stay awake long enough to finish commentating this race if this takes 2.5, 3 hours long?
I don't think we're in for anything that long. Both runners actually have been making really good time. They've been playing well today. Yeah, credit for sure to both the runners and the mentors. There's not that much left on either runner's side. Nope. Just unfortunately, we're looking for an item that can be just about anywhere, and it is apparently chosen to be in the most annoying anywhere possible.
I mean, we got what? We got Hall of the Elders. We've got Chozo. We got Elder Chozo. Elder Chamber, rather. You said we already peaked Crossway. Both Sun Chamber checks. Thardus check. We're running out of checks.
Yeah, not too much. Chozo Ice, I think, is in play. Hydra is in play once we go get the supers. Okay, we did
That
push
would
them to
be
Spendina.
so annoying if that was the case. If it's just over there in Research Lab Hydra.
Yeah. All right, so UncleWyatt will have profited from their decision to put off Sendina as long as they stick to that. Just a missile down there. Cloudwrath may choose to push on, given that Plasma theoretically could be in Metroid Quarantine A. But
Nice
we
maze,
know.
too.
Oh
Easy
wow, yeah,
maze. Very easy maze.
that is good. And probably
GFMC?
GFMC.
Gluten-free
No,
masterclass? What is
nothing is.
GFMC?
That's a good question. Galactic Federation, something or
Missile
other.
capture.
Yeah.
Galactic Force Metroid commentary?
Hey, that's me. Um, yeah, GFMC is the vanilla missile launcher room in Echoes,
Oh, I was like,
where
what are you all talking about?
yeah, Sestrian here in chat, injecting Echoes into this pristine Prime Seed. How dare you?
Mhm. Give fans Metroid Prime Randomizer merch soon? I'm sorry, I was trying to make something up there. Need some NPR merch. We need a logo, Baja.
That
We need
would
some
be nice.
merch. We need some merch.
Down goes that. Yeah, annoying. Yeah, so we're pretty much through the annoying backtrack here on Cloudwrath's side. So Cloudwrath sticking to the kind of thorough approach here. And again, yeah, I like it. We're looking for items that
Mhm.
can be almost anywhere. We've done a lot of checks. It's hard to skip anything at this point.
Just not again. There's not much left in the terms of checks.
Mhm.
We have all the frigate information, fan information. The only let's get a Twitch chat gamba going, even though none of us can actually do mods. Do you think it's in on Flagra, Chozo Ghosts, Elder Chamber, or Thardus? Or is it in Chozo Ice Temple or Research Lab Hydra? Because those are pretty much the only checks we have left.
I call Hydra because I think that's dumb.
I'm calling Thardus for the funsies.
All right, got 2 votes for Fen. See if the game trolls us by just having had it be in Flagra, in Chozo on Flagra all along, available for like Flagra was like
An
available by the
hour.
time we finished landing site. Like
Yeah.
we needed a missile and we could have gone down in Flagra.
Cestrion has in fact corrected us, by the way. It's the Galactic Federation Marine Corps. Thank you,
Ah.
Cestrion. Merch coming soon to a planet near you. I'm kidding. I'm on a merch kick. Alright, UncleWyatt, where are you headed? This is back into Chozo. This looks like towards Reflecting Pool.
Yeah, Elder Chamber, new information for us. We've not seen that. that's a great shirt.
Yeah, we need to make that shirt. For those of you that have no idea why Baja and I are laughing, item posted in chat. I survived the Baja Blood Seed, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. Fantastic. That's great. All right, time to go check out what this Elder Chamber item is. UncleWyatt's like, "Where's the door?" There you go. And it's a missile. Down to 5 checks.
Yeah, not great. So where are we going from here, UncleWyatt?
Talon 4.
Yeah.
Should definitely go to Talon 4.
I do hear the weather in Taurus is nice this time of year.
Beat the nor'easter we just had up here in New England. I'm grateful it was rain, by the way.
Yeah.
We got like 1 to 3 inches of rain. That would have been like 1 to 3 feet of snow, approximately. No, thank you.
Something about there's always that one last gasp of winter storm in April, and then it's done.
Yep.
I'm ready for warmer temps.
Mm-hmm. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like being a New Englander, like we have not had a lot of snow over the last several years. I miss it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm out in Illinois now, and even compared to Michigan where I grew up, we don't get that much out here.
Yeah.
I didn't actually realize UncleWyatt had never even done like Zoid.
Do we have Zoid info?
If it has been checked by CloudWrath, it would have been during the period where I didn't get to see what was going on, so I
Got
have
it.
no idea.
Well, we're about to find out as UncleWyatt has completely frozen.
Yeah, total eclipse here in the States coming up on Monday.
Yes. If you all want to watch it, I know I've got some glasses. I just got to figure out how to see it with my actual glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wouldn't test it on. I'm like, wait a minute. There is still non-black spots that I can see. I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah, it should be really cool. I got a chance to see the last one. Ah, that's where the power bomb came from. Okay.
Nice.
Because yeah,
So-
when we came back in, CloudWrath had a PD from somewhere while
Yeah.
UncleWyatt was playing for the one. This must be where CloudWrath got it from.
Yep. Make sure you do not look at the eclipse without ISO certified glasses. There you go, Cloud. Back into Farfin. They're gonna come across their plasma.
And just like that, the progression lead will
Plasma.
shift, given that CloudWrath has already found that Phazon suit.
And this is why you never stop racing, because you just never know where your opponent is.
Yep.
Cloud gets this plasma beam. They are in the lead. And it was an energy tank on Zoid. Okay. We also would like to say thank you for spending your Friday night here with us. I am WXFan21, joined by Baja Blood on commentary. Cloud has now fully come across their plasma beam, and is now firmly in the lead over UncleWyatt. Because what Cloud can do now, if you're just tuning in, is route in all of Lower Mines, and all they need to do is find X-Ray. That's the only thing that misses right now, is X-Ray. We cannot defeat Omega Pirate without X-Ray. That is required. Don't care what your skill level is, it's required. So it's a race for X-Ray. UncleWyatt going to check Upper Dynamo. Baja's going to go take a nap while I finish up commentary.
Yeah.
I kid. This is... no runner. I mean, again, so... the mentors brought in for UncleWyatt, neither Bath for Cloud. We're not seeing these bosses until the very last checks.
Yeah, I think CloudWrath might do Thardis here before leaving. Because, like, now with... CloudWrath will be in the same situation UncleWyatt was earlier, where we have the option to go get our supers now. With how little CloudWrath has, I think you, like, have to go do that now.
Just go Thardis into supers.
Yeah, and then that leads into Hydra.
Exactly.
And probably Chizo Ice Temple. Just, yeah. At this late in the game, when you're looking for something that can be kind of anywhere, like, if you can full clear a region, you probably shouldn't leave only, like, 1 or 2 things in it anymore.
Agreed.
So at this point, I think I would just expect to see a Fendra on a full clear.
Yeah, I'm expecting. I mean, same thing with Wyatt. They're probably going to go for Sun Chamber at this point, though they haven't got their Magma Pool, Trading Chamber Access, and Trading Chamber Artifact yet. So that might be next on the list, and now UncleWyatt's going to have to go through Arboretum to deal with these stupid Chozo ghosts, and it is going to be a play for the Ruined Fountain.
Yeah, I'm doing this first.
Makes sense. Get your artifact out of the way with.
Without supers, we can't do plant from the back, so I do think I'd like turning around and getting plant out of the way right after this.
Agreed.
Otherwise, we could be choosing. Maybe we're choosing to just believe that plant is never the answer today, but the supers have me worried because the supers are buried very deep into this logic chain, seeing that they're locked by plasma.
Yep.
And so I'm very suspicious of any super lock checks, which includes Hydra and Sun Chamber Ghosts. Have we even checked the tree? It could just be that X-Ray's been in the tree literally this whole time.
That would be hilarious. I forgot all about tree. So here's a question for you, Baha.
What's that?
Can we, in fact, do Chozo Ghosts without supers? Because we have Spider.
We can, yes. It will not be in logic, but yeah.
Oh, it's not in logic.
It is not in logic. Yeah, it's locked behind an intermediate knowledge trick, and mostly that's just because it is possible to hard lock a seed if that trick is in logic and you do plant too early, like either without Spider or if you don't realize that you can grab both items by using the Spider trick, because it is a one-shot. Once you drop down, you hard require supers to get back up.
Yeah, that makes sense. So if you fall off, you go down too far, you get hit by one of the enemies. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so like if supers are on Ghost, which they then can be if you have that trick enabled, you will never be able to get supers. And then if supers are locking anything, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So that's why we put it behind a trick that we then don't put in logic, just to make sure nobody hard locks themselves.
Makes sense.
That is no fun.
Nope. Alright, time for Cloud to go fight Thardus.
Yeah, we'll see. I do expect the Thardus play, but especially cloudwrath also has thermal, like knows it's in logic.
How do you not go to Thardus right now?
Some people just don't like Thardus. It is slow, and like it is one of the slower checks in the game for sure.
It's the second slowest boss next to Primaxo.
Yeah, I would believe that. Yeah, Omega Pirate, despite having terrible requirements and being awful to get to, is actually a fairly quick fight. Probably Flagra's faster now that we have the cutscene skips, but before the cutscene skips, actually OP was probably the fastest fight in the game, of the three major bosses anyways. Boost ball ramp is really not cooperating with UncleWyatt here.
Nope.
Yeah, we get that one. That's not the one we need for the item, but we will need that later, I guess, to get out. Alright, Momo Truth. Are we fighting some rocks? Looks like... Well, this is... We also haven't done Quarantine Mother. Moment of Truth coming up in 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, we're going straight for the rock. Alright.
I just got the urge to be like Bash Prime for a second and get in a required Thardus Gamba. Sorry, chat. We can't do Gambas. We just commentate.
Yep.
If you think Thardus is required, put yes in chat. If you think it's no, put no. This is my pick where X-Ray is.
Yeah, not a bad guess.
It's X-Ray and Go mode for cloudwrath. UncleWyatt taking a little bit longer to do that Chozo Ghost fight.
Yeah, like I said, the ghosts in that room are particularly not fun. Let's see if we have more ghosts in our future. Are we going to head back and get Flogger out of the way?
It makes sense. Oh.
Yeah, looks like we're going to put it off.
Again, bro, probably saying it probably isn't Flogger. Go check the other stuff. Go get supers. I don't think any experienced runner is a fan of checking bosses. Are we gonna get a?
I've started to come around on Flogger.
UncleWyatt, yeah. UncleWyatt hasn't checked Tower of Light either.
Yep, right. Yeah, that seems fine.
We have the information that there's nothing there. This is a really weird seed.
Yeah, plasma and X-ray hunts. Definitely, sometimes they're free and sometimes this happens to you. And you're always feeling pretty bad here as a racer. Like, you had so much flexibility in how to route this seed when the whole game world kind of opens up early. You fear that your opponent has routed things differently and stumbled on the answer before you.
Mm-hmm.
UncleWyatt was probably feeling pretty good about that plasma. cloudwrath probably not feeling great about the plasma, but by this point, I don't think anybody's happy to be this far deep into the seed and still not be go mode.
Probably really annoying.
UncleWyatt having a bit of trouble with that standable. Does not help that the room is much darker than usual with these ghosts hanging out. Hopefully one could pull you off of this as we land. Yeah. There we go. Alright. First parts. And dashing.
There you go. Nicely done from UncleWyatt. Here we go. Is X-Ray on Thardus? We're about to find out. No!
Alright, the hunt continues. Where the heck is the answer? So yeah, cloudwrath, looks like we're going to be heading back. Grab those supers.
It's Tree, Sun Chamber,
Yeah.
or Research Lab Hydra.
Yeah, Chozo Temple. That might be it.
Chozo Temple, right.
4 checks. Wow, we really have been pretty thorough, and like it's not like even both runners have done most of all of the rest of the checks. By
We
this
could
point.
very well have a full tracker.
Oh yeah. I mean, at this point, cloudwrath definitely will. Actually, both of them definitely will. Well, maybe UncleWyatt stumbles onto X-Ray without ever grabbing the supers, but cloudwrath, I'm pretty sure, is going to be grabbing these supers before doing anything else. And at that point, everything else is hard required. Make sure I can see. That was supers. All right. We do need to play back to Hydra unless we did get a peek there earlier. I guess it's kind of... I don't know if it's that much faster or slower to do Chozo Ice or Hydra first. Seems like it's probably fine either way. Still another opportunity to check the tree there. Unless I missed it on UncleWyatt's side. I'd be very interested if that was an X-ray. Like, that's a good scout there, because like if that's X-ray, you get to skip Flogra. Just go get your supers and come back. One of those situations where doing a visual check is pretty much as good as doing the check itself.
Right. We don't have to get the observatory item. If it's nothing, we know that. And here we go. UncleWyatt is going to go for Agra.
And cloudwrath can shows the Ice Temple. So at this point, we really... Oh,
it's an energy tank.
Gosh, where... Alright. Hydra. Plant. Ghost.
I want my money back for this seed.
What are you talking about? We're getting hours of entertainment out of this seed.
Am I the only one that paid money to commentate this seed and or watch this seed? Damn! You gotta have a little bit of fun. So I'm curious, what if bomb jumping this gate is not considered a beginner trick? It seems relatively You know, like a beginner to intermediate level trick.
It might be intermediate. I'm not sure. It's a little bit harder than it looks. So you need a decent amount of height to get over it, but also there is a frame count that happens when you leave the ground, and if you get hit by a morph ball bomb after that frame count, you lose the ability to move horizontally as efficiently. And so those two factors kind of combine to mean that you need to lay your air bomb late enough to get enough height, but early enough to get enough distance.
Interesting.
So you actually have a fairly narrow window to lay your bombs to make that trick work for you.
Okay. Cool. Thank you for the explanation. So it's definitely not beginner level, even though it looks.
Yeah.
Cloudwrath gonna. So Cloud's gonna go all the way back to Lab Hydra. It's right here.
Yeah, my turn to see if my call was correct from earlier.
Correct. We are gonna get the checks at about the same time. So Flagra is gonna be defeated, and we're going to get the Research Lab Hydra about the same time. As long as Wyatt can stop being hit by Flagra.
Now remind me, where was Phazon suit? Somehow I've forgotten.
Phazon Elite.
Right.
Which, by the way, Wyatt still needs.
Yeah.
So Cloud is still technically in the lead, even if Wyatt comes across X-Ray. Because Wyatt does not have Phazon, so Wyatt could go through all of Lower Mines, and then realize, oh, wait a minute, it's not here, goes and fights Ridley, gets the Phazon hint, then ends up going back to go fight the Phazon Elite. Might be kicking themselves afterwards for realizing that, they didn't have Powerbomb.
Well, it sucks. It all comes back to that one, like, UncleWyatt was looking for that drop in that last room of Magmor. Didn't find it, didn't bother to spend a little bit of extra time. And, maximum punish.
It's Sun Chamber or Tree!
Oh, gosh.
It's an energy tank.
Is it really just X-Ray here all along? Sometimes X-Ray, X-Ray could have just been placed really early to give us, like, Root Cave or something, and then I just didn't happen to put anything in Root Cave. And so you would never know that actually X-Ray was intended to be one of your earlier upgrades.
We're gonna find out.
All right, X-Ray.
Two checks remaining.
Yeah, X-Ray is logically super locked. So scratch that theory. X-Ray was one of the last things placed. Wow.
It's either Chozo Ghosts or Tree. It would be even more comical if it was Tree.
I'm trying to think what cloudwrath hasn't done.
Everything but Chozo.
Yeah, I think it's like Elder Chamber and...
Have we seen Overgrown Cavern?
Yes, we saw that actually quite early, because both runners found Ice Beam in Frigate Crash Site and took that into Chozo.
What a fun item to have at Frigate Crash Site.
It's a nice find, actually. And let's see, are we just gonna head straight into Main Plaza?
Yeah, that's exactly what Cloud's gonna do.
And yeah, if it's not here on Ghosts, I think that is pretty much going to be it. I don't really see a way for UncleWyatt to get back at this point. And honestly, even if it is here, that Phazon advantage might already be enough for cloudwrath to be in the lead here. But yeah, if it's locked behind, if it's hard locked behind supers in the tree, that just spells big trouble for UncleWyatt.
Is there?
Oh, good.
Yeah, no, like, Item's just saying in chat, it was right next to Thermal, too. Like, are there 2 item checks upper Elite Research, or is it just the one?
Just the one. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead, continue.
I was saying, it's helpful for cloudwrath that they are routing into Chozo this way, because Elder Chamber was also in play. Yes. The way they're routing, they're going to do the 2 checks that we know, one of which are the answer first.
Boom!
Oh my god, I was just in tree the whole time! Oh, check the tree, people! Check the tree! That would have been huge for UncleWyatt.
Go mode for Cloud!
Oh my gosh. Yeah, go mode for Cloud. Just needs to head into Lower Mines, get those last 2 artifacts, and we are readily for Ridley.
Yeah, Baja's ready to go fight Ridley.
But yeah, no, checking the tree was absolutely massive this seed. UncleWyatt would have been in Phazon suit mode when we found that plasma beam. That was almost 30 minutes ago, if not more. We would have known we
Unfortunate.
needed to grab the supers and take them right back to Chozo, get our hint that says it's in mines, and we're donezo.
It's
So
going to be
yeah.
a really good question to ask Wyatt why they just didn't go back and get supers. What was the routing decision?
Yeah,
I get the Chozo clear. I get it.
yeah. Doing Thardus is slow, and doing Thardus wasn't in logic, and Thardus was in the way of us getting to the supers, unless we went all the way through labs again. So I get putting it off until we were forced to learn that they were required. But yeah, maximum punish for not scouting the tree this seed on UncleWyatt's side, unfortunately. So might be the lesson. That is a good scout to know. And would have saved, I think, a lot of time this seed. So cloudwrath is going to have to make the full trip all the way through Magmar, all the way from the front to the back. Heading through Lava Lake. Unfortunately, not really any checks we haven't seen here, but not that we're looking for anything. We have already a full tracker here. $140 to 145 missiles. That just goes to show how much of the game these two runners have cleared. Those are crazy missile counts. Honestly, to the point where, like, you can actually start to think about wave bustering Exo at times. Like, unless you have well over 100 missiles, it's pretty unreasonable to use Wave Buster if you have, like, Ice Spreader and Supers as alternates, but with this many missiles, you can kind of just go wild. Yeah, it's a long walk all the way through Magmar. I'm not actually sure if it's even faster to walk from Lava Lake if you're trying to get through Magmar, even if you're starting right here. Like, just save warping, going through Talon gets you all the way here. It saves all those rooms we've already had to go through here in Magmar. UncleWyatt also dropping down into Lava Lake. Where are we going on this side? This might be our Shorelines cleanup, I suppose. Could get us our supers. Unfortunately, for UncleWyatt, this probably is going to result in a Thardus play before heading back to the tree. Well, Thardus and... Yeah, I mean, actually, at this point, I think UncleWyatt literally last locations X-Ray, which really sucks.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, especially since it is a location that it can be scouted visually. And the last locationing an important item there does definitely feel bad. cloudwrath most of the way through at this point. He just needs a lower mines loop.
Yep.
We'll be done.
This is probably one of the fastest ways to get to mines.
Yeah.
It's just... There's no good way to get to mines. Like, oh, why don't they want to start? Because there's no good ways to get to mines. You either have to go all the way through Frigate, which you don't want to do, to get to the top of mines. You go this way, you can go, oh, we can go there, then we can go to Magmar, Fan, then we can get there. This mines are so far out of the way with. Just straight through, just go through Magmar. Magmar isn't that long to begin with, and here we are. Cloud's heading down to the mines into PPC. We know the only two items left to await. Full tracker for Cloud. Big shout out to Baja for doing tracking and starting off comms on this race, so thank you, Baja.
Yeah, no problem. I will put in a pitch here. I think we are still looking for some volunteers for our upcoming race. starting in about half an hour here. We will be moving into the final race of the night. We are still looking for trackers and commentators. If anyone in chat happens to be around and available and willing, we would greatly appreciate your help.
Anyone can join. As long as you have a basic knowledge of the game and an understanding. Heck, Baja and the team let me do it last year, and I've only ever played the game casually. Never did it speed running, but loved the game enough and had basic enough knowledge. I came in, did commentary, and now I'm here doing commentary again with the likes of one of the goats of this game, Baja. Hashtag suck up to your co-commentator when they win the best races of this game.
Appreciate it. No, it's fun. The commentary is fun. I definitely enjoy and recommend. If you've thought about giving it a try, definitely feel free to hop in, give it a go.
Yeah. I love doing commentary and broadcasting and all that kind of stuff. I've said it many times before. I'm a Counter-Strike caster. Like, I love this stuff.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Matter of fact, I'll tell you something even more fun. So I'm a government contracts professional for a career, right?
Okay. Yep.
And one of our local chapters for our National Contract Management Association, I am the first ever vice president of broadcasting for our local chapter, and the first one ever in the organization's history throughout any chapter. No one else has ever done what I'm doing, and I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I originally just went to hear what some of the volunteer options were. And the president's like, well, what if I create a vice president of broadcasting? I'm like, what the heck is a vice president of broadcasting? But again, like, you take your passion and you never know what it can turn into. And I'm having actually a ton of fun. Like, I've created a bunch of new things. People are very receptive. I've got a new webinar platform. People are really digging. So it's like, just stick with your passion, folks. And it can turn into good things, even if it seems like you're just grinding and grinding. Heck, I just did about an hour and 20-minute stream going over the top 8 NFL quarterbacks in the upcoming NFL draft, and I want to get down to Foxborough Stadium and look the Patriots in the eye and go, don't F up this pick, please. I know you all think you're the experts. I've seen enough teams that royally F up the picks, and we're in a position we have not been in over 20 years with this third overall pick. Don't mess it up. There are only 2 correct options. Don't take the wrong one.
Alright, I gotta know. Where did you have JJ?
So my number 1 overall quarterback is Jaden Daniels, due to the upside. When I watch him on film, he's explosive. He's the one that I look back on and go, he's going to be number 1, but I can make a strong argument because I have McCarthy at 2, and I can make a very strong argument he is the best quarterback in this draft class. He is the most NFL ready. There's the supers for UncleWyatt. For Wyatt, rather, and JJ looks like he's already been competing in the NFL. Looks so polished, so seasoned. The ball comes out quick decision-making. He doesn't see anything on the first or second read, he runs the ball. He looks so calm, cool, and composed in the pocket, and can rush out of it, can throw on the run. I don't know why people knock the kid, other than the biggest criticism I heard of, oh, he was never asked to do a lot. Did you watch the plays where he had to throw? That's all I'm saying. Like, the dude can command an offense. I would take Daniels or McCarthy over Drake May. I don't like what I see from Drake May at all. Then again, with all due respect to Drake May, his offensive line was terrible. He got no time in the pocket whatsoever. But that being said, UncleWyatt now going for Research Lab Hydra, and you're right, Baja. It's quite possible Wyatt's going to last check Drake.
Yeah, no, I imagine from here we're gonna see Athartis. Makes perfect sense. And then at that point, I don't even know what's left. I think it is just the tree.
It's for that is true.
Oh no, we have the front 2 checks of Frigate. Which honestly, maybe I do both of those before the tree because at least it's 2 checks.
It's tree. So that's how passionate I am on McCarthy.
Yeah. Good stuff. I couldn't resist asking as a Michigan fan. So
There you go. Oh yeah, he looks so NFL ready. He looks like he's been in the NFL for like a couple of years already. He looks fantastic. As much as Harbaugh was just pumping up his quarterback, oh, I'd take him number one if I had need. Yeah, okay. You were just pumping up your guy. I understand it, but I watched film and I'm like, he's not wrong. Also, for what it's worth, NFL, Adam 1, you all 0, or Panthers 0, because I had Stroud over Young last year. I'm just saying. Not saying Bryce Young is bad, but I didn't see what people saw in the kid. He's a good quarterback, and I just look at Stroud and I'm like, there's no difference! Just like, it's night and day. Stroud is far superior to Young. But, I love football. CloudWrath, though, Cloud in this room is not loving Fungal Hall A.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. I missed. I don't know if it was attempted a dash here or sometimes if you just grapple this thing too close. Yeah.
Oh, it is gonna be a Thartus check.
Yeah, you want to let it fly a little bit away from you and then catch up to it and grapple. Then
Nicely done.
Distance. There we go. Nice. Nothing gonna be of interest here in Phase on Money Tunnel.
No, it's a go for artifacts at this point. It's not even worth looking. Just go. Fungal Hall B, like when I played this game casually, I'm like, what visor do I even use to get through this room? Ugh. Even now, like just doing commentary, it's like, what visor do you truly use to go through this room? It's so dark.
It's not great. I definitely recommend turning brightness up to 100.
Yes. Yes.
Because I don't really enjoy either of the visors that help you see in the dark in terms of just like generally being able to tell what the heck's going on.
Exactly.
Maybe that's just an experience thing because I avoid using them and therefore
you're not wrong.
How to
I don't care how you say it. This is annoying. Like, say it's purple everything, and it's like, okay, this still doesn't really help. You turn on X-ray, you could see, I think, just the mushrooms. It still doesn't help.
Mm-hmm. Surprisingly, you can actually just, if you just keep shooting uncharged plasma, it actually does a pretty good job of lighting up dark rooms for you.
There you go.
Yeah. And just a couple more rooms here for CloudWrath. QB followed by Phase
and the viewers and the viewers have been waiting for it, Baja. They have been waiting for the Omega Pirate fight this entire seed. Don't worry, Twitch chat. Don't worry, viewers. Well, viewers and Twitch chat. It's coming. CloudWrath getting ready to finish off MQB. You will all see a required Omega Pirate. This is going to make you all feel warm and fuzzy inside. Okay, not so much warm and fuzzy inside, but you're going to enjoy a good Omega Pirate fight. I enjoy seeing a good Omega Pirate fight. And I'm sure many runners would love to never go to Omega Pirate ever.
That was so rude. One of those plasma pirates, like literally frames before he died, fired one last dying shot, sniped CloudWrath off the grapple point, and we're going for this backup jump off the phase on rock here.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, this jump's actually quite difficult. It's really hard to get. You need absolute maximum height from your space jump, and then a decent enough R jump to get the distance, given that you're jumping really early.
KRAR also wants us to know that KRAR would have already been done with this seed. Like 50 minutes, KRAR would have been like, this is a baby seed.
I mean, if you check the tree and you route this like UncleWyatt did, and be thorough and fen, this seed actually is fairly jet. It's just needing to find that plasma early and no.
KRAR! KRAR, I'm trying to pump you up for next year's tournament. Come on, KRAR. Gonna debut as the future greatest Metroid Prime Randomizer runner of all time! Come on, KRAR. They're gonna build statues in your honor when you go ahead and have every world record in the category. KRAR's like, yeah, okay. This guy needs to go to bed.
KRAR's name coming to a Luminoth keybearer near you. OP is not.
I'm kidding, KRAR. KRAR's like, OP is an automatic no, baby. I thought you liked watching Omega Pirate fights there, K-Rar.
Ooh, we didn't get quite far enough up to the side. OP did immediately spot us here, so we're going to have to do the fight vanilla, at least in terms of the first phase. Not the end of the world. Supers are actually really good here, if he does spot you. If you just fire a super every time he ground pounds, one super will break one armor plate, so you just kind of do one per cycle.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to conserve your missile count, Plasma is good here, as cloudwrath is showing. But we have, what, 126, so... Yeah, honestly, yeah, missile spam's fine here, too. Sometimes the missiles, yeah, will actually kind of go through his energy deflection field. And so that's actually a pretty nice way to handle this as well. Nice pirates, love to see that. One of the quickest to take down. And let's see.
What's the worst? Wave pirates?
Wave is the worst, yes. Power is also very bad if you don't have supers.
Yeah, power was annoying. Plasma seems long enough, honestly.
Yeah, Plasma will go down to 2 charge shots each. Power and Wave are 3 each. And Ice is only 1.
Oh no, cloudwrath! Unfortunately, no one round rather. Wyatt is still on the hunt for X-Ray.
Oh yeah, plasma processing was still in play too. I forgot that we hadn't seen this from UncleWyatt yet. cloudwrath did this quite a bit earlier. Yeah, we know nothing on value up here. Wyatt should at least have found the X-ray and be in go mode before cloudwrath finishes. Is something at least to have at least solved the seed. And more ice pirates, sure. And 1 wave for good measure, I guess. It's always annoying when he starts dropping 3. I feel like you have about 6 charge shots worth of time before he shows up again, which is like exactly enough to kill like the 2 wave or the 2 power pirates. But once 3 are involved, kind of don't have that time anymore. If it's like 3 wave pirates or something, you literally can't kill them all before he spawns. I guess maybe wave does it, but down goes the mega pirates. That is artifact number 6 for cloudwrath, who is free to head to 2 final bosses.
Plot twist: we just unleashed the other 6 artifacts. Go find them.
Oh gosh.
The
Are there
racers
even
would
6
just
locations
forfeit.
left in the seed to put them?
No, we've re-randomized everything. Go find them!
Oh no.
The racers will be like, nope, I quit. No, I'm not going through that again. K-Rar, please have mercy. This might be the longest seed of the tournament. I know I calmed another one was over 2 hours and 20 minutes long. This one will also be over 2 hours, 20 minutes when all is said and done.
Yeah, but honestly, for like almost truly a full clear, like this is not a bad time at all for cloudwrath.
No, not at all.
Yeah, just unfortunately very late to the plasma, very late to the X-ray. And of course, a required lower mines at the end of the day. UncleWyatt heading back to mines? Alright, so we might stumble on this. Oh, UncleWyatt didn't go down the central dynamo. Oh, they might finally be going back for this. Yeah, that makes sense. I forgot this was still in play. Yeah, UncleWyatt actually does have... Yeah, cloudwrath was being a little bit more thorough, it felt like. Just didn't decide to do... to stay in Fen initially. But after that decision, was generally being thorough.
Yeah.
Still haven't forced. Do you want to look at your dolphin settings, cloudwrath, for mucking with your aspect or forcing your aspect ratio so that Ridley cannot change it randomly?
Wow. Iowa takes down Yukon.
Oh, nice.
Good for them. So ESPN apparently didn't do anything to sing Caitlin Clark's praises, but... I'm sure Caitlin Clark had something to do with that. Now we're going to see if Cloud can avoid Ridley's 10,000 dashes. Looking good so far. Ridley cooperating. One more super should do it.
Ridley lets us.
Nope. Oh, almost.
Ooh, nice snipe. We do get the invincibility glitch, unfortunately.
Rude. Why does that do that, by the way?
I'm not sure exactly why, but if you hit him on, like, I think either the first or the last frame that his mouth is open and vulnerable, that will happen.
Got it. Yep, there it is.
That must have been the last frame, yeah.
That'll do it.
There we go.
Solid Ridley fight. Not the cleanest, but solid. Wyatt is back in Central Dynamo and is... Where is this X-ray?
I know. And unfortunately, I haven't dropped down here. We do need to kill the drone and do the maze before we're allowed to leave. Take a safety save, lock in that lead at this point. Seems pretty much in the bag here for cloudwrath. Just a somewhat unfortunate last location here from UncleWyatt. Did overcome, but yeah, nice job from cloudwrath overcoming the later plasma finds, staying in it, getting the checks done, and eventually hitting go mode first. See how this impact crater or the phase-on core climb goes here for cloudwrath. Is attempting the slope jumps up to the standable. Wyatt showing us the intended solution to this maze, which does actually seem to be kind of bad. Maybe did not notice that the first pool actually lets you do a shortcut. We're going the long way around. Welcome in, Raiders. We are just about wrapping up here. Cloudwrath into the Metroid Prime Exo fight. UncleWyatt hunting for an X-ray that will allow him to grab the final artifact off of Omega Pirate, or one of the final two artifacts anyways, the other one also being in Lower Mines. UncleWyatt also is missing a Phazon suit, unfortunately. That is up in Elite Research. On the Phazon Elite, UncleWyatt has cleared everything else in Upper Mines, but unfortunately ran out of power bombs and opted to just skip on Phazon Elite for now. Or, well, for now, being when it was there. But yeah, we haven't really found an opportunity to go back, which kind of makes sense. That check is extremely isolated at this point. A little surprised we didn't actually clean it up while we were in mines before heading down, perhaps, to Central Dynamo. Might have been good to double check that it wasn't just on Phazon Elite. But we are finally gonna head back, check the tree, get the X-ray, and that will be almost solved for UncleWyatt, who pretty much at that point just need to go do lower mines, get the last 2 artifacts, get the artifact hints, which will say mines, and there will be literally 1 check left in mines for UncleWyatt. So that will solve the seed. But unfortunately, yeah, that is quite a bit of in-game time required. And cloudwrath does not seem likely to be willing to give UncleWyatt that time. And we'll probably just be taking down final bosses and claiming the W this week. If this result stands, cloudwrath will move up to 2 and 2. UncleWyatt will fall down to 1 and 3. Both runners have 1 more week of Swiss to try to secure a better standing before we move into the bracket stage. Brackets will begin after next week, week 5. Everyone will make it into the bracket stage. We're not doing any cutting. But getting a better seed will secure you an easier first round matchup. Could definitely help. Also important to note, if you haven't been following the tourney organization closely, next week will be the last week that our mentees will have mentors in the call with them during the race. Throughout the bracket stage, we will be having our mentees fly solo, do the races without assistance of a mentor. They can, of course, still practice with mentors leading up to the races, but we will be looking to have them show off what they learned and see what they can accomplish on their own.
Such a great idea.
Yeah, I think yeah, it should be really nice for.
Sorry, Baja, I had to go. This race has gone so long. I need to go to the bathroom.
No worries at all. Pretty normal.
UncleWyatt has no idea where. Well,
I think we have
looking
X-ray.
for
I think we have X-ray. I just failed to mark it.
Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, where is UncleWyatt going?
Yeah. we'll see on the HUD. Yeah.
Hey, they have X-ray. So exciting.
So yep, they can get the last 2 artifacts. They'll get a Phazon suit hint that tells them basically exactly where it is.
Go back to the 1 item you had nope. Yep. It'll say go back to the 1 item where you didn't have a power bomb to get it.
Yeah, it just definitely feels bad. And honestly, like, at that point, I don't even know if UncleWyatt has anything else. Like, I think even by the time they get out of lower mines, they might not even need the hint, and you can just go straight up to Elite Research to get your Phazon before.
Maybe they end up going to, what do you call it? They end up going to Phazon, to Elite Research first. It's not going to make a difference. Even by the time they reach Elite Research or PPC, this game could very well be over.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really like getting it first. I think, like, in their position, I think it's way more likely that Phazon's just in lower mines, and you know you have to do all of lower mines, so just try and bet on it being on the way, and therefore you don't need to spend all the time to go up and down to Elite Research. But yeah, I think they might be in a position where they can deduce the Phazon suit location without the hint by the time they finish lower mines, in which case grabbing it now does actually save a backtrack to lower mines in the long run. But yeah, like we said, I don't know if it's going to come to that, because cloudwrath is looking to put a bow on this, heading into the Essence fight.
UncleWyatt into PPC as cloudwrath enters the Metroid Prime Essence fight. And I will say, it's been a very good race between both runners.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's swung in a couple directions early on. It was very close. UncleWyatt taking the lead with the Plasma Beam. cloudwrath coming back with the Phazon on the X-Ray.
The Phazon was the biggest key of this entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
That allowed certain routing decisions and Cloud to be able to come back and, you know, find their X-Ray first, allow them to be in go mode first because they had that Phazon. Whereas if UncleWyatt had gone to Tree, still would have found their X-Ray, but would still need to go fight Ridley, still would need to go ahead and get their hand to mines. So, Phazon proving to be pivotal, along with finding X-Ray first. Cloud looking a little iffy so far on that first pull cancel. Looking to rebound in the thermal.
I think the pool so the pools have a timer.
Yeah.
You only get so long from when you first step into them to actually use all the Phazon. Otherwise, they'll just expire even if there was Phazon left. So it kind of looked like we missed out on some damage just from like being a little bit slow, spending too much time outside of the pools, and not actually using all of the contents of the pool there.
Yeah.
And then the one downside with this strat is when you go for these pool cancels, it's hard to also get the sort of animation cancels, which will delay your next pool.
Yep. So Cloud's gonna have a chance in the thermal phase and looked a little bit better on the pool cancels. This will be a 4-pool fight.
This is within range of getting a 3-pool.
Really?
Would require.
Looks a little high though.
You with like perfect pool cancels, you can do slightly over half of its health. Actually, like it is very, very difficult, like almost into task-ish territory. But you can 2-pool Essence. It's just not. It's not a super commonly used strat. Oh wow! Yeah, see, we get it. Awesome.
Wow, did get it on the 3-pool. Nicely done. GG's to cloudwrath. They are done. And I don't have the race time room open, and it is a forfeit from Wyatt.
So yeah, we will try to get both runners in here for an interview. And
Yep.
we're already joined by cloudwrath. Welcome in, GG's.
GG's.
Hello.
What a seed.
That was a seed. I agree.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start with this one. So we missed a little bit of the early game routing. There were some stream issues, so we missed kind of the Chozo area. But yeah, the tree sure was something. I can't even. Yeah, that knowledge of that X-ray would have been so big this seed.
It would have helped. Would have a whole lot less grief would have been put into that, I suppose.
And we're joined by UncleWyatt as well. Welcome in, GG's.
Hey.
That reaction after that seed. Hey.
Not surprising. It was very nearly a full clear from both of you. Just not super friendly. You know, the X-ray and plasma hunts can really turn into a nightmare if they decide to bury themselves. And unfortunately,
It's not fun.
Yeah. So yeah, from what it looked like, early game routing was very similar. The big routing divergence actually happened in Fendrana. Cloud, you left. UncleWyatt, you stayed and got plasma. For a while, that was looking like a potential difference maker. But unfortunately, UncleWyatt ended up pretty much was on track to hard last. I think was that like almost the last location I think of that X-ray. That ended up being too much.
I think there were 2 more spots left except that.
Yeah. You'll be a little annoyed to learn where Phazon's suit was. It was Elite Research on the pirate fight. So that power bomb issue would have been a bit of a trouble. You would have had to come back into mines again at the end after getting the Phazon suit hint.
Yeah, that would have sucked.
Yeah, tough seed. Yeah, the power bombs were really unfriendly to you because you had a decent number entering mines, but somehow just weren't really getting the drops, and unfortunately ended up having to bail on the Elite Pirate.
Mm-hmm.
But no, overall, I mean, honestly, even with the seed taking some time, for a full clear, this is pretty good. I think both of you played well today. Routing decisions made a lot of sense to me. Just was a tough one. Items were in a root spot. I think the big thing is definitely the learning the peak of the tree would have saved a lot of grief this seed for sure. There's a reason we have a CGC team named Check the Tree.
Absolutely.
Need to remember that for next time.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about some of the positives with this seed. What is one thing you both actually liked about that seed? I don't want to hear X-Ray. If either of you say X-Ray, I'm yeeting you out of this Discord. I'm kidding. Go ahead. What's one thing you like? Cloud, we'll start with.
I like how after the Randomizer update put Crash Site Climb into a beginner set, it put into my mind that Antechamber would be more heavily weighed for major items. So I did that and ended up with Grapple. It wasn't exactly what I wanted, but the thought process was good, I suppose.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the location of Space Boots.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ask for more out of the first like 2 minutes of the seed, right? You get morph and bombs immediately. You get space jump and missiles by the time you finish Hive Mecha Loop. Like that, what a start! But the Randomizer has to bring you down from there, though.
Cool. All right, another question I really like asking again. We're going to focus on this here. This is a Metroid tournament, right? And one thing that I want to know from both of you, and let's reverse this time. Wyatt, we'll start with you, then we'll go to Cloud. What is something, a trick, movement, something that you were working on with your mentors this past week that you either got to debut here or something that you worked on that you're kind of proud of? Uncle, let's start with you. Or Wyatt, rather.
Observatory dash was something that I struggled with, so it was nice being able to do it in a race and getting it first try.
Nice. Cloud, what about you?
I guess in my last race, we ended up going into lower mines without X-ray to get phase on in MQB. So knowing how a lot of the shortcuts, I guess, especially in Fungal Hall B, is a really nice bit of knowledge to have that I learned from my mentor.
Nice. Cool. Those are the questions I have for both of you. I know it's been a very long seed. Make sure you go ahead and shout out your mentors.
I thank Bruh Inc. for mentoring me through that race.
Let's go, die! Woo!
No, two great mentors.
Suffered together.
An eye for Cloud.
And yeah, everybody, be sure to give these two runners a follow. They put on a great show today. Suffered
Yes,
through
they did.
several hours to give us the content we wanted on a weekday night here. Appreciate you both. Hope you're enjoying the tournament so far.
Oh yeah.
Maybe after the sting of this seed passes.
Excellent. Baja Racers, you got anything else?
No, I think I'm good. I'm just about good. So yeah, we did just have a race start a few minutes ago over on SpeedGaming Main. So be sure to head over there if you'd like a little bit more Metroid Prime content this evening. And then we have plenty of races tomorrow, starting off at 12:30 Eastern and continuing pretty much the rest of the afternoon and evening. So yeah, plenty of stuff heading your way. And then yeah, I'll turn it over to any final thoughts from our racers.
Not really. See you next mission.
Sounds good. See you next mission, folks. And yeah, be sure to head over to SpeedGaming 1.
Latest, peoples.